everybody, welcome back to the Campaign Chronicles. Today we're going to be looking at sessions 41 to 45. After picking up the gem dagger, Ignis begins a brief conversation with the soul inside. They reveal themselves as Illus, a djinn from the elemental plane of air, who is trapped inside the gem by a witch. Ignis offers to help free Illus, and in return Illus agrees to provide the services as a powerful magical dagger. The group hand Delmark over to Detective Forbes. The party then reunite and debrief each other on their day. The following morning, the group are summoned to the guard barracks in the city on the orders of the Grand General. While in custody, Delmark requested to speak with Sir Velvet and the Grand General, stating that he had information on the traitor within the council. Delmark attempts to bargain with the Grand General while the party watch the interrogation. However, after not getting the immunity and freedom he was bargaining for, he ends the conversation by saying, "I'm sure the public would love to know how King Armon really died." Suddenly, after kicking the door in, Gaxus enters the interrogation room to the shock of everyone and throws the interrogation table across the room. He then grabs Delmark and pushes him up against the wall while screaming, "Where is she?" At this point, several shadows start forming around the room, the same creatures that attacked the party once in Quincy's tavern. Delmark then vanishes into the shadows and the party fought off the shadows. However, Detective Forbes was mortally wounded by one of the shadows. The party then follow Gaxus back to the palace. The party fight more of these creatures inside the palace as well as several drow shadow assassins. Once the battle concludes, Gaxus begins frantically searching the palace looking for Princess Estelle of Valyris. Chris decides to try and manipulate the situation to his advantage, stating that he has information but in return has a series of demands. Gaxus, clutching a note, attempts to kill Acrazel but is stopped by the party. Gaxus reveals the note, a letter to him from a woman named Vesicus, the drow matron mother of the drow shadow assassins and ex-wife of Gaxus. On the orders of the Queen, Gaxus is sent to rescue Estella, and Sir Devolver will accompany them. Gaxus and the party make their way west into the western highlands of Vaddenheim. It takes several weeks for the party to reach Ordor, a dwarven keep with an entrance to the Underdark. Along the journey, Gaxus tells the party of his past with the drow and how after marrying Vesicus he had 3 children, one of which he killed as she attempted to assassinate King Armon, resulting in Gaxus being appointed the new Lord Protector. During this journey, Acrazel attempts to communicate with the archdevils of the Nine Hells, hoping to speak with Asmodeus, King of the Nine Hells. Instead, he ended up communicating with Glacia, another of the archdukes but also the daughter of Asmodeus. Instead of making an alliance with the devils, he ended up grovelling at the foot of Asmodeus. After arriving at Ordor, the party enter and make their way to the entrance of the Underdark, where they encounter a woman by the name of Moira. She told the party that several days ago her brother entered the Underdark in search of someone and is yet to return. His name is Angren, the group's old travelling companion. They told her they would look for him while they were inside the Underdark. The party then began traversing the Underdark, encountering many threats along the way, including several mind flayer creatures. Soon uses a fireball to destroy a group of these flay creatures, and upon closer inspection of one of the destroyed bodies, it is Angren. The party gather his body and take it with them. After several more days of exploring, the group encounter Kulkador, a Dorgar fortress blocking their way. The party attempt to buy a passage through the fort, but the Dorgar decide to use this as an opportunity to attack. The party battle against the Dorgar and even encounter a mind flayer and his mind witness pet. The mind flayer was the guest of honor of Dorgar, and Harris seems to recognize the symbol it was wearing from their childhood. After defeating the Dorgar and the mind flayer, the group continued their journey, finally arriving at a stone bridge that crosses a river of magma. This was a sign they were close to Nistem, the city they were looking for. While crossing the bridge, the party encounter a young red shadow dragon, a servant of the drow shadow assassins, and a creature Gaxus had a past with. Ritsen allows the party to pass, but refuses to help guide them any further. The group make their way to their final landmark, a path which splits off into 3 different paths, each leading to the same place but presenting a different challenge. The group must choose which path to go through. The Acrid Passage, a tunnel filled with acidic water, the Forest of Fumes, a passage covered with all manner of toxic fungus, or the Maze of Reflection, a passage made of pure diamonds but simply shows you your darkest pasts. The party head down the Maze of Reflection and each must battle with their inner demons. Kara sees a vision of himself in the Vaddenheim army, and also images of fellow members of the Light Brigade falling in battle. Erdan sees himself murdering a hunter in the woods, as well as the death of Detective Forbes as he failed to heal her when she was injured. Click sees himself shooting at the group, as well as the fear the dark magic users felt and the monsters felt as they were hunted down and killed by himself and other witch hunters. Soon sees himself making deals with people that would eventually ruin their lives. Ignis feels the guilt for leaving their tribe, but also sees themselves as the reason his sister Sorrel was taken by slavers. Acrazel sees himself murdering a group of adventurers, seeking his mother's aid, and feels the fear the surviving human felt as he was able to flee. He also sees himself as a dragon oppressing the small town in the north of Vaddenheim. The group of Gaxus eventually make their way to the other side of the Maze of Reflection, all a little shaken up by what they saw, and decide it might be good to rest and carry on the journey tomorrow. And that concludes this episode of the Campaign Chronicles. I am in the process of getting a new mic setup. I've also got a new kind of computer setup for the editing and stuff. I've also got a bit of a cold this week, so apologies if my voice sounds a bit croaky. But nevertheless, thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you all in the next episode of the Campaign Chronicles.